Hi knitters, welcome back to Aro Knits and Pearls. I'm your host Aro of Aro Knits and Pearls. I know this is an unexpected video because I said I'm only going to record every 2 weeks, but this past weekend was so lovely that I thought it deserved a special episode. So first, my friends Megan and Shanna, who both live in the Salt Lake City area, we met for a very cute, like, glam style picnic out in a state park around here, and it was so beautiful. And right now I'm going to cut to part of a video that shows you the setup here. Okay, so that was the beautiful picnic setup. As you can see, it was stunning. The charcuterie board we made ourselves. It just cost too much to use the one that the picnic company suggested. We just decided to make our own, and since we have all excellent taste in food as well as yarn, we all like compiled and brought stuff, and it was super fun. I would definitely do it again. We are already talking about doing one in the winter time, because in the winter, obviously it gets snowy here, but they have this like plastic dome with like fairy lights that encapsulates you, and it's very magical. But yeah, that's what we're thinking about, and it was just super fun. At the end of this video, I will include a long bit where we're just knitting and talking. The talking will be silent just because, you know, but you can watch us knitting, and it's super cute. We had a great time. Then after that, we checked out a local yarn store that just opened up called Seed Stitch, and that's in Bountiful, Utah. And you can see the storefront in this video here. Okay, so as you can see, that's just the storefront of Seed Stitch. I didn't take videos of the inside because right now it's still pretty empty. They haven't had their official grand opening. That is this weekend on October 1st, which I do plan to attend. And what they did have in stock was they had cake yarn, they had Plucky Knitter, Malabrigo, and Farmer's Daughter fibers. And I did break my yarn fast. I'm gonna call it a yarn diet now. Is that okay with y'all? Yarn diet? I did break my yarn diet because since all three of us, we call ourselves the committee in which they have to approve my yarn purchases and whatnot during this yarn diet. So they were all there and we all wanted to pick up something, and I got this. So this is Farmer's Daughter fiber in worsted, and it's, I feel like I'm gonna mispronounce this, and it's, I think it's a native word, so I'm really sorry, I don't want to mispronounce it, but it looks like Knutsi, and you can see here it's very autumnal. I was actually wearing lipstick that day that matched this color perfectly, and generally when the universe tells me that that's gonna be my color, I listen, and the way it usually does that is through my lipstick color. But it's really beautiful. I have plans for it already. Another test knit. I'm giving up on the idea that my designs will be ready by the end of the year. You guys know I had a lot going on. Oh, I do want to let you know, my brother was released from the hospital, so thank you guys for all your well wishes. It took him 8 days, but he's out of the hospital, and I'm super, super happy about that. But yeah, so things are looking up. Pretty yarn, new local yarn store that stocks indie, and my brother's out, so things are okay. But yeah, so the Seed Stitch store, it is very cute. It does have an online shop if you guys want to check that out. I'll be updating you guys more about it once it opens up for sure, like officially, because it really is. It's a very cute store, and it's in downtown Bountiful, which Bountiful is a suburb-y town outside of Salt Lake City, but it's very cute. If I could afford a house, I would buy one there. Yeah, so that's a new acquisition. Then I will show you guys what I've been working on, as well as what I'm going to cast on very shortly. But before I get to that recent acquisition, this is not completely yarn related, but it is affiliated. So this is from Clove, as you can see here. If you guys aren't familiar, she is an artist that does this series about this little hedgehog named Henrietta. And super cute. She has a ton of enamel pins, especially, I think that's her focus, but she recently partnered with my favorite candle people to make special candles. And one of them is called Knitflix, which is like my favorite thing to do, knitting and watching Netflix. And it's a very autumnal scent. There's a hint of vanilla, cinnamon, chai, I think. Maybe a touch of pumpkin spice as well, but it really is gorgeous, and it has, you know, the little Henrietta logo, and it is from Wax and Wool, and you guys know I have to buy that. So I got all 3 scents of this new collection. The other one is Courage Dear Heart. The other one is Bookshop. Yeah, so if you like knitting / literary things / really cute animals, I recommend you check out Clever Clove, because they also have these really cute art prints / postcards. And I got a couple. Henrietta knitting. It's super cute. I love it. And she does include like this little flyer thing which says thank you for supporting my dream. And I love that touch, because that's why I like shopping small, because I know that someone is making their living off of doing what they love. And isn't that just awesome? Okay, so that box is done. Then I will show you guys, oh, before I get there, recent acquisition. This is probably my favorite project bag of all time. This is from Black Pearl Magic. And again, I will link every dyer, designer, maker below, including Shayla. She's amazing. I have one of her project bags. I have a couple of her project bags. I should have brought them over here. One of them, we were actually partnered with each other for Yarn Swap a couple years ago. And she sent me a little Christmas themed project bag, and it was super cute. And since then, I've loved supporting her. I got another project bag from her that has a plant print on it. I think I showed it to you guys in my whip episode, but she really does amazing work. And this bag, it's called Laveau. If you guys haven't seen it on Instagram, like the threading itself is rainbow. And then obviously the zipper's rainbow as well. So I bought this. She actually, I do get special treatment sometimes. And Shayla opened just one spot in this pre-order for me on my birthday. So like I was literally at my birthday party checking out on Shopify because she opened it just for me. And I felt very special and very loved, and I appreciate it so much. So yeah, when she opens pre-orders again, you definitely should keep an eye out for her, because she really is so talented and funny. Yeah, anyway, love her stuff. Okay, now for recent cast-ons, or things to cast on. No, I'll go whips first. Whips. Sorry, I'm like super disorganized. I wasn't planning on doing this episode. I'm just super hopped up on caffeine, and I thought this video would be a great way to exercise that energy. Okay, so remember I told you guys I was doing the Ozetta pullover, or the Moonset pullover by Ozetta. So I decided to cast on with that Biche Bouche Le Gros Mohair that I showed you. This guy right here. And this is what it looks like worked up. I did realize I had to go down a size for Ozetta's designs. I think she has a really tight gauge, because this is now the second design that I've had to do that I've had to go down a needle size on. And usually I am spot on engaged. So for me to consistently have to go down a needle size for her patterns generally means to me that she's probably a tight knitter. But it looks good so far. I'm excited to keep working on it. I just cast on yesterday, so that's why there's not a lot. Then I showed you guys, oh, obviously my Clove sweater, I finished it. That's part of why we wanted to do this super cute picnic, because we needed something new for our finished objects pictures, because we have so many at a time. But yeah, it was super cute. Actually, Megan Kimchi & Co., she and I were on the same test knit, and we have similar colors. So we did like twinsy photos, and I'm really excited to share those with you guys because they were super cute. And then this is the fall raglan. It's actually been renamed the opening day raglan. And this is by flosknitfits, and I'm really happy with it. I did have to shorten the sleeve more than she recommended. I think my row gauge was off, but I generally have an issue with checking row gauge, because it's never been important for me, because my body is shorter than most people, so I always just, you know, stop knitting to when it fits me. My sleeves are shorter than most people, so again, I always just knit it to when it suits me. But this time I actually followed the pattern to the letter, and I went back like 6 inches on the sleeve, because when it was full length and kind of that bell shape, it just didn't look flattering on me. So When I have it now, it's more a bracelet length, which is kind of what she wanted in the beginning anyway. So yeah, because of my ridiculously short arms and probably loose row gauge, now I have achieved it by ripping back 6 inches. And I'm on the second sleeve already, so I should have this done by this weekend, in which I'm planning another fun weekend of doing things. So I will see if I can do another special video about that. No promises though. Now I can finally get to what I'm going to cast on. So you guys know I test knit for Rachel Knits Things, Rachel Kurihara, a lot, because she is such a talented designer and she hasn't even been knitting that long. So like, it's kind of like horrifying for me to realize just how talented she is. Yeah, but anyway, so she has a sweater design that's in testing just now. She started it. It's called Amara. And if you guys haven't seen it, again, I will link her profile and you need to look at it. It's this stunning brioche / cable sweater. And I fell in love immediately. I told her I would give her my left kidney to be included in the test knit. She fortunately did not ask me to honor that offer because I'm in the test knit and I'm still the proud owner of 2 kidneys. So I really struggled with whether or not to buy yarn for that project because she uses 3 strands of Pearl Soho tussock, which I don't have a sample of, so shockingly, but it's basically their mohair. And I think it uses 40% silk, which is a little bit more than most mohairs. So it should have a more structure than most mohairs. However, I really don't want to buy more yarn when I have so much here. So I'm trying to use up. Luckily, you guys remember last week I showed you these pink guys. So again, this is the Wandering Flock mohair in the colorway Terracotta. And looking at my stash, I found that I had, if you will recall, I also showed you my Explorer Knits Untamed colorway. This is from her Into the Wild collection. And together, I think they'll pair really lovely. They're a very similar shade, so it's more solid than I normally go for, but because this is a cabled piece, I didn't want a ton of variation. I wanted you guys to be able to see the cabling detail very clearly, and I think a more solid color definitely helps in that setting. But, and since the mohair is just a tad lighter than the fingering weight, I think it'll add a depth of color without distracting from the design, which is very important to me. So super excited to cast that on. I will be winding these up today, but I probably won't cast on until I finish Fall Raglan, which might be tonight, depending on how fast I go on the sleeve. But again, yes, so Wandering Flock and paired with Explorer Knits, which I think is a super luxe blend, especially because this one is the cashmere base, remember? So it already has 10% cashmere, so 10% cashmere plus mohair means it's a dream. Yeah, so that's another upcoming one I have to cast on. Then I have this guy. I think I showed you guys this before. This is Barocco Mochi. So I normally don't buy a lot of commercial yarns, but like if you look at this, you'll understand why I did, because it's very me. It's fluffy. It's got like light tweedy speckles. Like it was very, very me, and it's very price accessible, so I knew I had to get it when it came out. I think it's sold out of most local yarn stores, but I know some still have them. So if you can find a local yarn store with it still, definitely get in on it because it's very cute. But with this one, I will be casting on for something called from Cadre, if I'm pronouncing that right, I don't know. Cadre, she's French, I think. Anyway, I'm super excited. It's a V-neck. And it's a similar construction to this, so it'll be like a drop shoulder. And this is obviously not a V-neck. This is a mock neck. Again, this is Clove sweater by Rachel Kurihara. But yeah, so the V-neck will be very cozy. And I've always wanted a big white fluffy sweater that's a V-neck. And I know it's not white, it's off-white. But I think cream will still satisfy my dream, especially when it has these cute little tweed bits. Yeah, and you can see Mochi here, like it has a alpaca in it. So even though it's commercial, it's not low quality. I don't want people to think that commercial automatically means it's low quality. And even if you do use, you know, more price accessible yarns that don't have natural fibers in it, whatever, use what you want. Some people are allergic to wool. Some people are allergic to anything. It's fine. Just use whatever. Yeah, whatever makes you happy. And this makes me happy. So yeah. That's really it. I wanted to just catch you guys up on what's been going on. Again, I am now finally coming down from my caffeine high. So it's been a really fun weekend, and this is just a bonus episode. I'll just call it a bonus episode. And you guys can watch me and my friends knit and laugh. Again, it's not necessary, but thanks for checking in on this bonus episode, and I will see you guys next time.